guys, I am back for another video, which I'm really excited to talk about today. So I wrote a blog post a few days ago called The Top 10 Reasons to Travel the World. Now, I haven't been out of the country yet, if you don't count Bahamas when I was 6 years old, but I have a huge opportunity to be able to become a travel writer, which is something that I've always wanted to do. I went to school for creative writing. I've been a writer forever. I have like 4 books in progress right now that are not being completed. Travel has always been like a very huge part of my life, aside from writing. So I knew that I wanted to go travel the world from a very early age, and being able to combine that with writing on top of also being a photographer and being able to document people's lives has been something out of like a fairy tale dream. And now that it's a possibility of becoming reality for me, is amazing. So excited about it. So I just kind of wanted to talk about the blog post that I had written called The Top 10 Reasons to Travel the World. So I'm going to go through those, link below the actual blog post. So I'll just quickly go through them and kind of give you guys some of the reasons why I want to travel and why I think it's important for you to travel as well. First, traveling gives you a completely new outlook on humanity. There's so many different cultures and religions and types of people and ways about people that you can't get from living in the country or the state or the city that you're living in. So to be able to see people from a new perspective, which means you have to step out of your comfort zone, allows you to see people in a different light, and it allows you to see the beauty in those people. And I find that incredibly important when you're trying to relate to another human being. That's completely number one for me, and that's the biggest reason why I want to travel, is because I do want to appreciate the human race in a different way than I'd be able to just by staying in my own backyard. Number two, it allows you to soul seek and also soul find. You know, for me, I've grown up kind of feeling like lost in the shuffle, lost in the sea of everybody else, lost in the voices and things like that. So for me, being able to travel gives me a purpose, but it also gives me a chance to answer questions that I've had about existence and life and reality in such a way that I wouldn't be able to if I stayed in this tiny town. Number 3 is the gratification of being able to say that I actually did it. In those blog posts, I talk a lot about I've had so many dreams and so many things that I wanted to do, and being a jack of all trades and master of none. And I think being able to say at the end of my life that I did it, that I traveled, that I saw all these amazing places and did all these amazing things is worth it more than anything else, because I've said I can't do it so many times in my life. So for me, being able to look in the mirror and say, you did it, you actually did it, like, I can't even imagine. And this is, I'm hoping to turn this travel into something long term. Even though I have the plan to stay in Europe for a year, I'm really hoping to even start my traveling this year with the travel writing and being able to write articles for traveling magazines, but also past that year, after the end of 2015, I still want to travel. I know I'm hugely addicted to travel. Even just in this country, I love traveling, and I've gone to a lot of places in the US. Being able to do international travel long term, I just feel like that's so much more of a fit for me than the 9-to-5 life. I've never been able to hold a job that way. It's not my style at all. I'm so nomadic and I wander, and if I could get anything tattooed across my forehead, it would be wanderlust, just because I've never been able to live that standard American dream kind of life. And I think that's okay. I think a lot of people feel like they have to fit into that role so that society accepts them. But there are so many people out there traveling and doing things that they love, seeing things that nobody else has the opportunity to in their country and in their town and in their schools. And that's a testament to extending outside of yourself. And that's what I want to be able to do. Number 4 is when you travel the world, you have the opportunity to learn new languages. I took 6 years of Spanish between middle school and high school. And like I said in my 50 facts video, I can't say anything past hola, me llamo Aisha. Like, I should be able to say quite a bit more than that. I mean, granted, I could probably say a few more sentences and be able to understand people better than I could probably speak it myself. But I want to be able to immerse myself in a culture and be able to really understand and communicate with another human being aside from somebody in my own town or my own city or my own country even. And I know there are so many different cultures in America, and you can learn different different languages and stuff in this country. High school is the perfect opportunity for that. But I think there's a different type of learning that happens when you really immerse yourself in the culture and in the language and in the people. So that's hugely important. Number 5, which kind of stems off of that, is new people, new cultures, and new experiences. There are so many different people groups out there that haven't been discovered yet, you know? And I think life is very fleeting. I don't want to live a life of complacency or being comfortable. And for so long, I've allowed myself to be comfortable. And I want to step outside of that, and I want to meet new people and make new friends. And that leads into number 6, outside of my comfort zone. With my anxiety disorder, I've kind of like shut myself in the 4 walls of my house. And I told myself that I didn't want to travel and didn't want to do all these amazing things that I had my heart set on. But I think we find ourselves when we step outside of our comfort zone. So for me, that means getting on a plane, flying halfway across the globe, or taking on these writing positions and jet setting for a weekend and going and taste testing something new, or trying a new spa, or going to an event in a city in Hong Kong. I don't know. Able to write about those experiences. Me being a writer, it's my way of escape and being able to get my feelings out, but also being able to like articulate it when I go back and read it 5 years later and be able to like be drawn back into those experiences. So that leads to number 7, which is priceless memories. When you walk out of the airport in Rio de Janeiro, or you step out of the airport in Heathrow, like those are new experiences. Those memories that you're going to create are totally new, total novelty, and it gives you something to bank your life on. For me, it's going to be anything that you experience is going to be unlike anything that you've experienced in America or in your own town. And that means new memories are being made every second. Every person that you meet is new, which happens in America too, obviously. But being able to be surrounded in a different culture where your memories are being created and interwoven with the people of that culture is priceless to me. Pictures, the stories, everything like that, that stuff is priceless. Those memories are priceless, and I want to do anything that I can to brand those memories into my own memory bank forever. 8, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'm only going to be in my 20s for so long. You're going to be in your 20s for so long. Whether you're in your 30s, you're only going to be in your 30s or 40s for so long. And once those chances are gone, they don't come back. And I'm learning that as I'm getting older. Not to say that you couldn't do it when you're older, but the circumstances change, your freedoms change, your responsibilities change, your priorities change. And with the progression of the American dream, once you're out of high school, you're expected to go to college. You're expected to get engaged, expected to get married, have a family, have a white picket fence, have an amazing job that pays $50,000 a year, I don't know, $100,000 a year. We all have these like social expectations that our culture and America has placed on us, but that's not reality for everybody. Sometimes it is stepping outside of your own culture and your own language and your own friendships even that you've created in your community to be able to have that once in a lifetime opportunity. And for me, I know I'm not going to be this age forever, and I know the older that I get, I'm going to give myself more reasons not to do it. So I think just kind of jumping in and going full force and doing it, 10 points, definitely. Number 9, cross-cultural friendships are formed. I am huge into pen paling and writing letters and DIY and crafting and all that kind of stuff. And to be able to have friendships formed with people that you've connected with in the hostels or at the museums or on the tours even, I think that's amazing. And to be able to write to those people and stay connected with those people years on end, that's amazing. That's also priceless. Number 10 is it's more cost effective than you think. I have jumped into finding out the prices of living abroad, and most people think it's extremely expensive. There are some upfront costs, obviously the flights and things like that, but there are ways to cut costs and do the things that you want to do without paying an arm and a leg for them. Hostels are a great way to do that. There's Airbnb.com, which I will link below. I have tons of resources for hostels, so I'll also link those below. People travel solo and they save money. 60% of the travelers that go into hostels are solo travelers, and a huge percentage of them are women solo. And people think that that's not possible. And it is. There's plenty of girls doing it right now. I read so many blogs there's so many YouTube channels of people, women, traveling by themselves. And there's a niche for travel blogging, which is what I'm getting into. And I'm finding that's a whole nother arena. And it's a way to finance your trips while you're traveling. All you have to do is write about where you're at, what you're doing, the experiences that you're having. Magazines are looking for that kind of work. And being a creative writer myself allows me the opportunity to be able to do that and travel and do what I love. Those are my 10 reasons, my top 10 reasons to travel the world. Top 10 reasons are going to look different for everybody, but I honestly think that everybody should travel at least once in their life, whether it's a 2-week trip somewhere or if it turns into a gap year, 1-year-long trip. I'm hoping to turn mine into a lifetime. I just see that being more where my direction of life is headed, and I am super excited about it. So let me know what you think is important about traveling and what some of your reasons for traveling are, or what you hope to do with traveling, where you hope to go, sites you like to see. I'm still looking for recommendations on places to go. I've gotten tons in already, and I love hearing about the different places. Can't wait to do it. Link those below. Also, subscribe. Click here and you can subscribe. But yeah, so this is the video on the top 10. I am super excited to see what you guys write. I will talk to you guys later.